in these over 40 dating streets. What is up, y'all? So tonight I wanted to talk a little bit about chivalry, right? I posted a video about a week ago just to get you guys' thoughts on what chivalry meant to you, if it's still important, do you think it exists, does it play a factor in your dating? And I even consulted some of our not so 40s, y'all, male and female, about what it meant to them, and I was really surprised at the responses that I got there, and I'm gonna share a little bit of that with you guys. But how are we feeling about chivalry, y'all? Now, I consulted our friend Webster and our other friend, Mr. ChatGPT, and some of the responses that I got from them that I actually align with is what I posted in the video. So a lot of us believe that chivalry is just like, pulling out a woman's chair for her, or opening her door, or walking on the outside of the street so she's safe. Those are all things that are all a part of it, right? Because those things show genuine kindness and genuine interest, right? So those are important. Those are parts of chivalry, but it means a lot more, right? So one of our not so 40s actually said that as long as we have the ability to fall in love over video and pictures, then chivalry will never exist, because chivalry has a lot to do with respect and kindness and being intentional about communication. That one blew my mind, y'all. I believe that, even we got songs out here about it. So, it was important to us back in the day. Like, you had the Temptations talking about treat her like a lady. And you had LL talking about pulling out the chair before we eat, and giving her roses, and, all of those types of things. So put my jacket so you can walk over a puddle, right? And the I Need Love song. So is it corny, y'all? Or is it something that's important to us? I was talking to a woman at work, and we had a conversation about just that. And she said, we're in the same age group, right? She's in like her, she's in the 50 group. I just got there last year. And she said, back in the 80s and 90s when we dated, we had our own way of dating. Like, somebody taught the men that we dated, their uncles and grandpops and older cousins taught them, how to show a woman that they were interested, or what you should do, what you should say. My grandmother used to always say, like, you better make that man come up here and ring this doorbell, not just be beeping that horn from that car to the street. You better make him he better come to this door so we can see him and everybody meet him. That was important, right? Because I think chivalry is about genuine kindness, right? Genuine kindness, genuine respect, and showing somebody that you care. One of the traits that I look for in somebody that I'm dating is that he's actually has a good heart. He's a good person, that he's kind. I mean, I think it's one of the most important, somebody who, even when I'm not around, even when somebody's not looking, that's just not doing it just to impress a woman or please her, because he thinks that's what she wants, right? So I remember, like, all of those things were passed down. We were taught how to treat each other, both male and female, when it came to dating. Like, it was a rite of passage to sit down and have those conversations with our elders, right? Because they knew, somebody taught them, it was important to them. And she said, like, back in our day, we dated different. Why do we have to conform to the way things are now? And I was stumped for a second, and I was like, why? Why do we, who used to date well, and what I believe is the right way, why do we conform to what's happening now? What is this? Are we under some kind of pressure? Like, do we feel like we'll end up alone, or by ourselves, if we require somebody to treat us that way or to respect us in that way? And I thought about it. I mean, I know some people who say that some of the requirements or some of the standards, whatever you want to call them, that I have and somebody that I want to marry are a bit too much. And I'm like, it's basic stuff, right? I mean, I want somebody nice and kind. I want somebody who's respectful, right? I want somebody, who will do all of those things, pulling out the chair and all of those things, right? Because it shows that he cares, right? That he wants me to be safe, that he knows how to lead, right? And those are important to me. So how do you guys feel about this? Because she had me stumped, and I'm like, she got a point. Like, we dated what I considered to be the right way. So why do we have to conform to what's going on now? Because so many of us out here, still out here in these dating streets. And I think it's because we are still looking for what we had in the 80s and 90s. We're still expecting that out of people our age. Unfortunately, there are people our age, male and female alike, who have conformed, so much so that it's hard to find people our age who want the same things. Not impossible, right? Not impossible, excuse me. I believe that, our lid is out there somewhere. Just gotta find it, or they have to find you. So, I mean, we even met and were introduced to people differently back in the day. Like now everybody's dating online, right? Which is all well and good. And I think some beautiful relationships have been formed. Some beautiful things have come out of it. Because some people that you wouldn't otherwise be able to connect with, you do, in dating online. But like, I remember meeting my ex-husband because he was friends with somebody in the family and was introduced to the family that way. Like, I grew up in a house full of females. We were all teenagers. And if I met somebody and was dating someone that he brought a cousin, a brother, whoever, for my sisters or my cousin, that's how we met people back in the day, So I'm wondering what you guys think or feel about chivalry. What does it mean to you? Is it important? Is it something that you require? Do you think it's something that we can still have in today's dating world? And do we have to conform to the ways of the world today? Right? Or some people say settle, right? So what do you guys think? I'm just curious to know because this is something that, is not talked about, I think, enough. I've seen a few videos and so over social media over the last, several months or so. I think a lot of us are kind of trying to take it back, right? We're kind of like, no, I'm demanding this. Otherwise, we can't date. It's not something that I can do. So I want to hear from you guys. As always, please remember to be safe out here in these dating streets.